This is Chris and Brian from Resolve Technology, and today we're going to be looking at a massive phishing campaign that was dubbed Echo Spoofing. That is an exploit that was now fixed. This was weak permissions in Proofpoint's email protection service to dispatch millions of spoofed emails impersonating entities like Disney, Nike, IBM, Coca-Cola, and other Fortune 100 companies. Proofpoint, you want to maybe explain to the viewers what exactly that is?
Yeah, sure, Chris. I can take that one. So Proofpoint is a third-party email filtering service. That's one of the vendors we work with, and we have another one that we work with also that does something a little bit different. But what it does is it really protects your inbox from getting these malicious emails. So it's a legit service. It's a good service. It's been around for many years, and it just cleans up your emails before they hit your inbox. So what happened here, Chris, exactly?
They're just showing us a Disney example, but the phishing email, the malicious actor, their goal here was to steal sensitive personal information, but they also wanted to incur unauthorized charges. The scary thing here is they did properly configure SPF in DKIM. SPF is a sender policy framework, and domain key identified mail would be DKIM. Now, this is like email security to authenticate like a digital footprint. Hey, I'm sending on behalf of this server, and all inbound mail servers, like when you see your email in your inbox, it comes from what's landing in Microsoft's mail server, Google's, but it'll look and say, it'll notice that digital fingerprint and allow the email through. So they were able to exploit Proofpoint's outbound email relay system so it pretty much forwarded it from what shows spoofed email. Let me zoom in here. Spark post, then it hits Exchange. So that just know that's Microsoft 365, Microsoft's mail servers, which forwarded it to Proofpoint, which did the DKIM authentication. Now, if you don't use something like Proofpoint, seeing something like this, it would be like it hit Microsoft 365 and Microsoft 365 authenticated a phishing email. That would be the equivalent. So Proofpoint's email relay authenticated some email. That was like a large phishing campaign to steal user information, get charged users, things of that nature.
So tell me a little bit about how, because I don't understand, how did they get access to forward through the Proofpoint servers? How did they get access to the Proofpoint servers?
They set up their own SMTP servers to create spoofed emails with manipulated headers and then relayed them through Proofpoint's relay servers using compromised or rogue Microsoft 365 accounts. They use VPS, virtual private servers hosted by OVH and CentralLogic, so that's in the cloud, to send those emails. So they had some self-hosted configuration in the cloud to spoof, and they just took advantage of the SMTP relay server Proofpoint was using.
Okay, so the way I'm seeing this is they sent the phishing emails to an end user first, and then the user got phished. They put in their credentials and that sort of thing into Microsoft. So they have the bad guys have the Microsoft 365 credentials, and Proofpoint was tied in as a third party filtering for the Microsoft 365 credentials, right?
That I think so. Yeah, compromised or rogue accounts. But so essentially what I see, so a VPS, or you could use Azure, they hosted it there. And then it's saying that they used various domains registered through Namecheap. So they went and set up their own domains to initiate this. They somehow set up SPF. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? It wasn't like some script kiddie.
Oh, so did they buy maybe they purchased the Proofpoint services to send the stuff through Point? See, that's the part that I'm wondering about. They must have legitimately opened up Proofpoint accounts after they created the domains, right?
They pass checks and send emails through SMTP servers due to a very permissive S record configured on domains by email security services. When configured using Proofpoint's gateway, they provide a configuration option.
So it sounds to me, though, that like they didn't hack into anything with Proofpoint. What they did is they got these random domains, right?
Yep.
And then they registered everything legitimately. They purchased the Proofpoint services so that they could attach Proofpoint to these malicious accounts, right? And then they would be sending out these emails through Proofpoint. So that way the end user's filtering, it would look legit.
Yeah, look, here's the email. Spoofed address. So look, it looks, admin_support, but it's at Disney.com and it has the Disney logo. Dear Disney Plus customer, direct phishing link is right there. Now, if you hovered over extend for free, it's probably not going to Disney.com, I'd imagine. but everything else, like the header of the email, looks legitimate. Like they'd fool anybody.
Right. So what does it say here about Proofpoint to tighten up the security? What have they done?
They've been monitoring since March. They provided new settings and advice on how to prevent this in the future. They have a detailed guide how users can add anti-spoof checks to tighten up their email security. But some organizations didn't perform any of those actions to prevent abuse, allowing these to materialize. So they must have been following this a while, but some people didn't update, didn't take it serious enough. So then it hit a large number of people. And here, I'll have Brian put this link in, but they got an overview page here and everything you got to do.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
another thing to
100%
worry about.
understanding what they did, but it sounds to me like if you're using Proofpoint, you need to go in there and look at this article. We'll include the article that Chris found, and you can tighten up your third-party filtering.
Also, they introduced originator org header to help verify the email source and filter out non-legitimate and unauthorized emails. Also, Microsoft 365 onboarding configuration screen will now allow customers to configure more restrictive permissions on connectors.
Okay. All right. That's all interesting stuff. There's a lot to this, and we're not unraveling this here. We're not doing it justice, but we will do it justice by including the article. So if you're using Proofpoint, what you need to do is you need to go in and review your settings, review this article that Chris found, and kind of take it from there. Yep. All right. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.